Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Welcome, everybody, to literally the best talk show in the world. Yes, it is the Sportz Nutz. Oops. I'm sorry about that. I hit the mute button. Just goes to show kind of day we've had. What a great episode, guys, we have lined up for you. And I want to say welcome to everybody who is listening to us live on 95.5 KFCE in Terrell, Texas, and everyone listening also on TigerNation.live, which airs in Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and everywhere else in the nation. You know, we are on 7 other radio stations as well as 37 other countries. We absolutely appreciate everybody tuning in. It really does mean a lot to us. Oh, man, today, guys, we have the public address announcer for your Anaheim Ducks. Yes, the NHL franchise. Boy, they're turning heads this year in a good way. Really excited about him coming on. My man Shane, though, what's going on with you, man? After you and I were talking before the show about some interesting weather going on there, huh?
Oh yeah, like we said, you know, if it's not raining, it's sleeting. If it's not sleeting, it's snowing. Supposed to get it off and on throughout the night, but you know, it is turning a little chilly again. It warmed up a little bit today, melted the majority of the rest of the snow here, so. Luckily, the roads weren't too bad, but who knows what they're going to be like in the morning. So everybody just stay safe out there if you can.
Yes, it's so funny that, you know, this is how crazy the weather is here in the South. So tomorrow, it's going to be 40 for the high. You ready here? Next Tuesday, it's going to be 74 degrees here. Like, what in the world? And then the following week, there is a chance the big S word again develops and snow takes place. So we shall see. Y'all, I literally cannot wait to talk to this gentleman. His name is Mr. Phil Hulett. He is like I said, the PA address announcer for the Anaheim Ducks. Now, after he leaves, we still got a lot to talk about because, you know, this is the Sportz Nutz after all. You're really going to enjoy these topics, I promise you. You know, Super Bowl 60 is literally just a few days away. So because the Super Bowl has 2 interesting stories about it. One is if the Patriots dynasty is back, and the other is can Sam Darnold get the monkey up his back? We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. And then it's that time again, guys, you know, as we've already covered the AL East, the NL East, and the AL West. Well, today we're going to cover the NL West. Really excited about that one. And then the WNBA and the WNBA Players Association, are meeting this week and voting on several chances to finally end the threat of a lockout. Do you think it'll happen? We'll talk a little bit more about that. Shane's got a sports story. I have a small sports story. Matt might join us. We don't know yet. He's pretty busy. And then, of course, we have our usual, the honorable mentions. We do have a couple of friends also who will be joining us in a little bit. They are with Inside the Locker Room. They're going to talk to us because, you know, tomorrow is our Super Bowl preview. So they're going to give us their takes on it. So really excited about that one. All right, Shane, you ready to bring them on?
Oh, yeah, let's get it.
All right. Phil, man, how are you doing, sir?
I am well, much better now that I see your smiling faces, especially yours, Shane. Look at that. Look at those teeth.
That's right.
Oh man.
So, Phil, I got to say, man, thank you so much. I like I told you before the show, I really enjoy your videos and how you are interactive with the fans there in Anaheim. Can you really quickly give us a Anaheim Ducks goal? Because I love it, man. It's awesome.
You sure I'm not going to break anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Oh, who do you want to score? Let's see.
Who's the best? Who is the one that scores the most right now for you? Like, who's on the streak right now?
Well, either probably Cutter Gauthier or
Let's do Goche.
actually Mikhail Grandlin, Gauthier or Beckett Seneca.
Do Goche. Do that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anaheim Ducks goal! Scored by number 61, Cutter Gauthier.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh man. So Phil, I'm gonna dive right into it, man. Now we've said this before, and we're sticking to this statement. This has been the best NHL season in quite some time. I remember, my team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. I remember the Lightning, they won back-to-back Stanley Cups. I think it's going to happen possibly again. Now, I will say, though, we do know that Colorado, they did start out like Red October, but now they're starting to really cool down. However, though, you guys are really starting to turn heads. This whole season has been so phenomenal for the Anaheim Ducks. What do you attribute to the level of success that Anaheim has produced this season?
Well, starting with there's a ton of talent on this team. And when you have a ton of talent, they've got to be shepherded in the right direction. Just my opinion that this is the Q factor. We've got Joel Quenneville behind the bench and the assistant coaches. I think I'm not out on a limb when I say the assistant coaches could be head coaches on many teams in the NHL, and they're handling the power play and the penalty kill. And this team came out of the box firing on all cylinders and playing in a way and I've been with the team since 1996, and the year that the team won the cup, it was a pretty good team, but it was a completely different style of play. And I'll tell you, I've never seen an Anaheim Ducks team play the way this team played for the first couple of months of the season. Then, like it happens, they hit the skids a little bit, but they're coming back. I believe second, they're going into the Olympic break second in the Pacific Division, which is pretty good. I think there's a strong chance they're going to play in the postseason. And when that happens, all bets are off. If my memory serves me well, or history will correct me if not. I think when the Ducks won the Cup, they came in as the 8th seed and ended up winning the whole thing. So, postseason is a different beast. And with the Olympics, with some of the players playing for their national teams, you come back with a different perspective, a different grit, a different energy, and I think that's going to help other teams as well. But I'm looking forward to great stuff in the second half for this team. And Cutter Gauthier scored his 25th goal last night, halfway through the season. A guy, basically a rookie. He's 2 years into the season, into his career, and he's looking like he's going to score 50. How about that?
That's very impressive. And just think about this for a second, and this is also a weird stat too, Phil, is no team has ever won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in the same year. So I tell everybody,
Avalanche.
I would say go let the Avalanche just win it, because they're not going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm so happy that they're finally, coming back to reality. And, like I said, my team is the Lightning. Shane's team is the Carolina Hurricane. And we both have said we're kind of happy to see Colorado get off their cloud 9 and come back to the rest of the NHL. And, yeah, Tampa Bay is hot. Yeah, Minnesota's hot. Yeah, Carolina's hot. Definitely Pittsburgh until the last couple of games. They're pretty hot too. But it's nice to see everybody finally catching up, and maybe, just maybe, I mean, stranger things have happened. Maybe Colorado doesn't get as lucky in the second half and they hit an absolute, big time slump. And I'd be okay with that. I'm just saying, that's just me, but
it could happen. The West is a huge logjam.
yeah, it's so strange how many teams are battling. I mean, like example, again, Colorado, 78 points or something like that. And then Minnesota, 74. I mean, you guys are sitting at 67 or 68. I mean, it's so tight. The difference between first and even third is just like, whoa, that's insane how close it is. Like, why do you think that this season is just it's just much better hockey than it has been in years past?
Well, we've been seeing some teams develop. Dallas is a good example, and the intensity that these teams play has, jumped a level, I'd say, in the last couple of seasons. I mean, since 2020, things have evolved. The game has evolved. Behind the scenes has evolved. I don't know if you notice, all the public address announcers don't sit in the referee's crease anymore. They're all up in the rafters like I am. Maybe that'll change someday, but maybe not. But it's become somewhat of a different game, and at least the Western Conference style of play is fast. And maybe you could help me with the Eastern Conference style of play, because we've only seen a handful of the teams and only once, at Honda Center in Anaheim. And so I don't have a great feel for what the Eastern style of play is. I mean, it used to be more rock'em sock'em, but I think speed is the game now. Entering the, gaining the red line and then getting into the attacking zone. There isn't as much dump and chase as there used to be. Just a lot of speed and crisp passing, and the kids. This is the thing with the Ducks. There's so many 20-year-olds on the team, and Beckett Seneca hasn't had his 20th birthday yet. It's coming up in a couple of days. But the passes I haven't seen, and it's just an exciting game. And I think all of the teams are feeding on that kind of energy, and I think that's why we have so many good teams right now. And there's been some success in the drafts over the last couple of seasons as well. So if you don't mind me saying, the Cup is coming west.
I mean, we'll see. As we know, and Shane, and you know this too, the Cup has been belonging to the state of Florida for, I feel like it has been forever and a day. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Like I said, now I will also say this before I go to Shane. I'm okay with Florida also looking like the dumpster fire they are now. I'm okay with that because that's my rival. But I mean, I'm really excited to see what the post-Olympic break is going to bring for this NHL season. I mean, Shane's going to tell you the same thing. We are, Phil, when I tell you we are pumped, we are like, let's go. Like, come on. We have another guy on our team. His name is Mike. He is the Pittsburgh Penguins guy. We actually had Joe Brand on, the play-by-play announcer for the Penguins, on recently. And, Mike has even said the same thing. Like, this is the best hockey. Now, he's been watching hockey since the mid-90s like me. And he said this is the best he has seen with the NHL in quite some time, and I love it. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, I think you're right, Phil. On stick work and speed, definitely rule the NHL now. But as you mentioned, back in 2007, the Ducks were the first team to bring a cup there to the state of California. What was it like in 2007 with that team? And, how was that parade? What kind of moment was that?
Well, the parade was spectacular. It was just something else. We had an event outside of Honda Center, and I got to MC part of that on the stage. The governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, was there. And it was just a great party, and the fireworks and the music and a huge crowd. And then the parade happened the next day, and throughout the city of Anaheim and some of the neighboring towns, people were lining the streets. It was just spectacular, and it was a great season, with Pronger and Niedermeyer and Solani. And, Teemu Solani still comes to a lot of the games. He was at the game the other night, and it was, so memorable. So many Hall of Famers really on the team, and we didn't beat an easy team either, and it was exciting, and the crowd was electric. And I'll tell you, in '03, when we went to the final with the Devils, that was spectacular too. That was in the Disney days before the Samuelis bought the team. But the crowd when you get to the final, and you know this being in Florida, all the people that haven't been to hockey games for the last 3 years, they show up for the final, and all the fans who have been following the team since the beginning, they're at the final, and it just goes wild. And to be part of that as the announcer, it's hard to explain, but it's almost like I'm mainlining that energy, and anything I say is directly connected to the brains of everybody in the seats, and I could say boo and everybody will shriek, and it's so much fun. It's the greatest time, and we haven't been to the postseason in so long, it seems now, that I can't wait, and just keeping my fingers crossed that the boys bring it in the second half, and we get in there and we have a pretty good seed, and we get a good draw in the first round.
Go ahead, Shane.
Oh yeah, well, that's great, but I kind of want to kind of veer off of the Ducks a little bit. And doing some research about you for tonight's episode, kind of found out that you're a man of many talents and, or may I say, many voices. So I just wanted to kind of touch base on that and see, kind of what else you enjoy outside of being the PA announcer, and kind of let our fans and listeners know kind of some of your work that you've done in the past.
Well, yeah, I just retired from radio. I've been on the radio either as a disc jockey or a talk show host or a news anchor, a traffic reporter since the late 1970s. And so back in middle of November, I retired from radio. I continue to do voiceovers for commercials, video games. Some folks send me notes all the time. Hey, is that your voice on NHL 2K3, 2K4? And I say, yeah, that's me. In fact, if you know the hacks on the game control, you could actually put me in the game as a player. I wish I knew that.
Nice.
Yeah. But and another fun fact about that, the sound for that video game for 2K3, 4, and 5 was recorded during the 2003 Stanley Cup Final between the Ducks and the Devils. The producer, the audio producer, got into all of the games at Honda Center, and I guess we had 3 in Anaheim and there were 4 in New Jersey. That's why Jersey won. They'd still be playing today. Those teams are so evenly matched. But yeah, he sat in the crowd, snuck in a recording device, and recorded the crowd during the game, and that's the crowd noise in that video game.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really neat. I didn't know that. So let me ask you this, Phil. What is it like to walk the halls that some of the absolute legends of the greatest game in the world in hockey, what does it feel like to you when you walk there? And now I know if it were me, I'd have to pinch myself and say, is this real? Because I mean, I'm literally walking or standing or sitting or even drinking out of those same water fountains that some of the greatest athletes to ever play the game are there. Like, what does that feel like to you, knowing that you've gotten to see absolute legendary talent?
Yeah, I do get a little giddy once in a while walking through there, and I'll say hi or make a joke or something like that. But a lot of the times, these guys are in game mode once they step into the building. But what is fun, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, the visiting teams almost always set up a game of they've got a soccer ball, but they play this game where they try not to let the ball touch the ground. And they play that in the Zamboni area, back where the Zambonis empty out their water and their ice chips and all that. And so they'll bring a boom box and crank some music, and then they'll play this game prior to the warm-ups. And when I walk down there, I almost always have to walk right through the middle of one of those games. And a couple of times I had to do a header to get the ball back into the game. And it's a lot of fun to see that, because I see the superstars on my team, but there's also, guys that you follow in the East Coast. I mean, every player that you can imagine has been in that area where I've been walking through, and it's just great to see them either in their dress clothes or in their warm-up clothes or in their uniform sweater. It's just exhilarating, and to see the level of skill that they bring to the ice, you talk to athletes from any other sport, and they don't understand how hockey players can do it. And, take a puck to the inside of the knee and go back to the bench and then hit the next shift. I mean, an NBA player gets a hangnail, he's on the IR for 2 weeks.
It's so funny you say that because the whole issue with Anthony Davis, everybody calls him street clothes, and it cracks me up. But you're right. Like, I mean, just think about just an example. Braden Point. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be done for the year. I think this is probably his last season with Tampa, just because of how injury prone he has been, which is a bad thing to say because of how much of an impact Braden Point does for the Lightning. But, you see some of these players, they get pucks 100-mile-per-hour pucks on slap shots, hit them in the face, the chin, the elbow, the knee, whatever. They get right back up. I mean, they do hurt. Obviously, it's going to hurt. But you see them get up and they're just like, all right, let's go and ready to go for again, And so now the second half of the NHL season, it will be if we can talk about how good it's been the first half. Can you imagine how good the second half is going to be? And, there are a lot of perennial powerhouses. Obviously, there's Tampa, there's Detroit, there's Colorado, there's y'all. Who do you think could absolutely make a splash in the second half and just somehow push themselves into the Stanley Cup playoffs and maybe even make a deep run to, dare we say, the Stanley Cup finals?
Wow. You're asking a sports talk question of a public address announcer. Let me put it that way. I don't have a great answer for that, but I will tell you that, Utah, Los Angeles, San Jose, Vancouver, when you look at the Pacific, all of these teams and the Ducks are more or less in the same position. I mean, the wild card is the two wild card teams are practically tied with the next four teams. It's just one game swing in either direction with any team. I mean, you've got to win 7 out of 10 for the rest of the season if you're going to get into the top 8 in the West. And so it could be any team. And I don't know who the dark horse is at this moment, because I think everybody's just struggling to keep their head above water and be that team that, gets the little asterisk next to their standings that they've clinched a berth into the playoff. And that may come down to the final week, maybe the final game of this season, at least in the West. We're not going to know who the top 8 are.
That's so wild, And I mean, I secretly know, Phil, you want you guys to surplus over the big brothers of Colorado Avalanche and just get that little extra chance to see the Ducks, go back to the promise. And it would be, honestly, it would be a nice, refreshing face to see anybody besides Colorado or, I mean, really, it's just been Colorado and Edmonton. That's kind of who we've seen in the last several years. It'd be nice to see a fresh face. I mean, I like seeing my Lightning go, but I mean, again, I would even like to see a fresh face in the East. It's just once in a while, I'll switch it up. All right, Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, this past Sunday we saw Mr. Knucklepuck himself, Russ Tyler, aka Keenan Thompson, there at the game, kind of joking around with the fans and kind of pulling at the '90s kids' heartstrings by putting up the Mighty Ducks 4 script, kind of as a ploy and kind of a playful thing. But there at the Honda Center, you guys have many different stars and people come through there. Can you tell us some of the most memorable people that you've had kind of come through and watch some games, and then kind of give us a insight on some of the regulars that you see there?
Yeah, I'll tell you, probably the most memorable was when Snoop Dogg showed up, and And he bought, well, I don't know if he bought them, but I know that there were 2 rows of seats secured for Snoop Dogg. And he sat down right in the center of the 2 rows in the, in the 200 section, about 5 rows up from the glass. And he was sitting with a couple of kids. And then there were a couple of, okay, let's call them bodyguards, big guys, who would stand on either side of those, the 2 rows. And it was basically just him for most of the game, and he was just enjoying the game. and I thought that was great. Last night, the boys from Offspring were there. It was come out and play night.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
Our goal song is an Offspring song, and we have special collab Offspring Ducks logo merchandise, and it's just such a great relationship. And the band is from Orange County, and they've been around since since the 80s, and just probably the premier punk band in all of popular music, just because of the sheer number of songs and top hits that they put out. But it was great, and I don't know if you remember that. Pretty Fly for a White Boy.
Yep, I was just about to say that they did the
Yeah.
Pretty Fly for a White, and the duck was dressed up, and I loved it.
And the actual guy from the video was
Yes, I saw that too. That's so cool.
there. Yeah, and so that was exciting. We get celebrities popping in. We get a lot of athletes popping in, Olympic volleyball players. We get surfers, skateboarders, that sort of thing. The Hollywood types, I think they spend a little more time up the freeway with the Kings. It's probably closer to where they live. We get more of the music and sports types in our crowd, and there's a lot of music in Orange County, so we get a lot of those guys coming in. And I'll tell you what, Teemu Selanne comes around a lot, and when he does, we use him as a kind of a rally cap. If we're down a goal, we'll throw a shot of Teemu up on the screen, and the next thing you know, we win that game by 2 goals.
That's always that's where it means the most. Phil, I mean, I know we're close for you hopping off here, but I wanted to, if you can, let everybody know where they can find you on your socials, and also, what are you planning on doing on this month-long Olympic break that's going to take place?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl from a big old boat in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be when the Super Bowl is happening. Then I'm going to have some surf and turf dinner after that. And so I'm going to do a little rest and relaxation, little travel, watch some of the Winter Olympics, hopefully catch most of the hockey, and maybe stay up late and watch curling. We'll see. But I've got an unlimited drink tab, so it's hard to tell what actually might happen.
I love it. Real quick, let everybody know where they can find you on social media, please, sir.
At Phil Hulett, spell it right, PHILHULETT, on X, on Insta, and on Facebook. You just search for me, and I think, and it's new for me, TikTok. I'm just getting started over there. I believe it's Phil.Hulett, but if you search for me and you land on my page, it's unmistakable. You can't miss me, and shoot me a line. I don't mind talking to folks. I don't mind DMs. Not at all.
Right on. I'm going to definitely follow you on TikTok. I'm 5 away from 2,000 followers, so I'm going to definitely follow you on there, man. But Phil, I want to say thank you seriously from the bottom of my heart, my teammates' hearts. Shane, my guy, this is actually him. He commented about Crosby taking a stick to the stomach last night. That's him. And then our guy, Brian Pettit, who actually lives 10 minutes from me. And then our guy, Matt, who lives in Norcross, Georgia. So we want to say thank you 1,000 times over, man. And I want to have you on again closer to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Does that sound good?
That sounds like a plan.
Phil, you take care of yourself and enjoy your evening, okay?
Brandon, Shane, nice to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Oh, man, that's so, come on, Shane. That's awesome, dude, isn't it?
Oh yeah. That's. I mean, it's amazing that we're able to get such a wide variety of folks on here and be able to kind of enjoy the level of talent that they have compared to us, really.
I know, right? And he has the absolute best radio voice. Wait a second. We're getting a little interference. Ben, what's up,
Yo,
man? What's going
was
on,
good.
dude?
It's
What's
good to be
going
back.
on, Ben?
Oh
Going on.
man, we ain't talked to you in a hot minute, man. How are you doing?
It's been a while, yeah, but I'm doing good, doing good. Almost Super Bowl time, of course, this
Yes.
weekend.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
we see the
Got
jersey
Bad
back
Bunny in the
there.
halftime show as well,
Yeah, we see
representing
the
for the
jersey
island.
back there.
Yeah, he sees that little
Oh,
Sam
darn.
Darnold jersey
Hey,
back there.
man, another person who might get their first ring this weekend,
That's
Jalen
right.
Milroe. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I know, right? Isn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
crazy? So let's get right into it now. Look, as you just heard Ben say, Super Bowl 60 is literally a couple days away. And so it got me thinking. Now, because this Super Bowl has two interesting stories behind it. One is the Patriots dynasty back? And the other one is, can Sam Darnold finally get that monkey off of his back and win the Super Bowl? So here's what I'm going to ask both of you, okay? And also people who are watching, because we'd love to have your interaction there. There is a list of QBs who have played in the big game. I was going to say think about five, but no, do three. Think about three, okay? It has to just be three who have played. Now, the names excluded you cannot use are Tom Brady, Eli, and Peyton Manning. You can't use those three. Give me your top three quarterbacks who have played in the Super Bowl. Maybe they've won it. Maybe they haven't. They can be mentioned as well if they haven't won the Super Bowl. Then the three quarterbacks, I want you to tell me and go into 3 to 1, 3 being like 5, and then 1 being the greatest kind of thing. So do 3 to 1. And I'm going to start with you, Shane. Give me your three best quarterbacks that you think have played in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go one for my number 3, kind of that people wouldn't think of, but Donovan McNabb.
Ooh.
I
like that one.
They went with T.O. there in the early 2000s. That was a great team, had a great year. So as far as in the Super Bowl, I think that he was a great quarterback for that. Number 2, just because he didn't win one, I'm going to go with Jim Kelly.
Yes.
He made it 4 straight years. I mean, come on, guys.
I know, right?
It's hard enough to do it back to back, let alone 4 straight years. Although they couldn't just get over that hump one time, but Jim Kelly's my number 2, and number 1. I know you're not going to enjoy this one, Brandon, but Drew Brees.
I stole mine. Stole mine.
But man, he played great in the couple that he was in, and ended up winning the one. Although I'm not going to say it was kind of rigged, being what it was during that season. We all know the NFL conspiracy theories now. So
Yeah.
But I definitely put him as the number 1 quarterback, other than the 3 that you kind of mentioned.
Nice. I like them. All right, Ben, give us your 3.
Number 1, I'm going to go with Joe Montana.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Joe. I mean, you had the catch. I know he made a lot of Bengals fans upset back in the day, including my dad, who used to support them. And, I mean, 4 Super Bowls, of course. So that would be my number 1. Shane stole my Drew Brees pick, but I'm going to go in a different direction. And number 2, I think Drew would still be behind him, maybe, in my opinion, depending. But number 2, I'm going to go with Terry Bradshaw from the Steelers. Obviously, I wasn't alive to watch him, but just looking at everything, the steel curtain, all of that, I mean, just legendary squad from top to bottom. And I can't wait to visit Pittsburgh soon and, embrace that, Pittsburgh history. And then number 3, who do I want to go with number 3? I know Troy Aikman made a lot of Super Bowls, but I mean, Troy Aikman's team was also stacked from top to bottom, including the defensive side of the ball too. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go with Troy Aikman, but number 3, I think Matthew Stafford's, surprisingly, I think his legacy is going to be, up there with the QBs. I mean, I would put Drew Brees in number 3. instead. But like I said, Shane stole that one. But in my opinion, Matthew Stafford, I mean, he could have deserved to be in the Super Bowl this year. In my opinion, he went off in the playoffs, and I mean, when he played the Super Bowl against Joe Burrow, I mean, he got OBJ a touchdown. The whole offense was rolling. I mean, as long as you have Matthew Stafford back at QB, so give me Matthew Stafford.
I like this. Look, our guy Mark Livingston says Dan Marino, John Elway, and Joe Montana. Those are good names, absolutely. My number 3, I'm gonna say Kirk Warner. He was part of the greatest show on turf. I mean, and what he was able to accomplish. I mean, he wasn't drafted. He played in the Arena League, and he was the Arena League MVP, Arena Bowl MVP. Comes to the NFL, becomes the NFL MVP, becomes the Super Bowl MVP. Now he's an NFL Hall of Famer. So definitely give number 3 to Kurt Warner. Number 2.
And the Cardinals also got really unlucky that one year.
Oh, they did, yes.
The Santonio Holmes catch.
Santonio Holmes toe tap. Yep, I remember that. Boy, do I remember that very well.
Cardinals.
I remember watching and thinking, what?
Haven't even been close since.
Mm-hmm. They haven't been in the playoffs actually since then.
They might be the worst sports team ever.
My second one, I'm gonna say, oh God, there really is so many good ones out there. Dan Marino definitely deserves that list. Dan Marino, because he never won it, unfortunately, but he was one heck of a quarterback. A great quarterback. And I know it's gonna. You know what? I have a tie at first because he did play. He was, unfortunately replaced. But I'm gonna say Drew Bledsoe and Chris Chandler. Chris Chandler, because he up until the epic collapse in Super Bowl, I think it was like 50 something, whatever. I would say, Chris Chandler and oh my goodness, who was the first one I said? Shoot, I forgot the first person's name. Help me out, Shane. Who did I say?
Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe. Yes, thank you. Good grief. Yes, I would say those are pretty good names on that list too. What do you guys think in the chat? We'd greatly love to hear some more of yours. All right, so let's get it going. Shane, Ben, you ready for this one?
Let's do it.
All right, now it is that time again. Guys, every Wednesday we cover the MLB divisions, and I'm gonna give you the list of the teams. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna give us your overall record for each team, who wins that division, what seeding do they get in the playoffs, and tell us which team or teams you think will get into the playoffs. Can they win the NL pennant, and can they win the World Series? So as you guys know, we've already done the AL East, we've done the NL East, and we did the AL West last week. So today we're going to do the NL West. All right, so I'm going to start with you, Shane. The first one is the LA Dodgers.
With a $4,500 billion roster.
You've got the trillion there too.
Yeah, maybe another zero added in there.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna more than likely break that 100 mark. Could be close to 110 this year.
It'd be funny is if the LA Dodgers had this absolute monster collapse and they win 50 games. Like, how crazy would that be? You have $1.5 billion roster and you can't win but 50 games. I would absolutely die laughing. All right, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks were good for a little bit. In the past couple of years. I don't see much out of them though. They've lost a couple key pieces here in the past couple seasons. So I'm going to put them right around that 70 win mark.
The San Diego Dads.
The Padres. I think that they tried to do the Dodger move and it's failed miserably for them. But they still have some decent talent there on the field. So I'm going to give them about 85.
And the Giants.
The Giants are going to be my surprise team in the NL West this year with the accusation of Bader that they had. Putting him out there, just they've got good pieces, and we're a decent team last year. I mean, basically middle of the road. I mean, I think they were 81-81 last year. So adding a couple key pieces like that they're going to get up there. I'd see them in that 85 to 90 win range.
And the Colorado Rockies.
The Colorado Rockies will be better than they were last year.
Boy, I hope so.
I'm still going to put it there as, I'm going to say 62 games max because I still think that they lose triple digits this year.
Oof.
But you never know. They get some big hitters and stuff in that ballpark, and how the ball flies there in the summer. You never know. You put runs on the board. Yeah, you put it on arms at that point. So I think that they'll be better, but I'm still saying triple digit loss.
Who wins the division in the NL West?
On paper, Dodgers all day, and I can see it. They've just got too much talent, both in the pen, with their arms, their bats. I mean, they're just a Swiss Army knife when it comes to baseball these days.
And which team or teams out of the division do you think make the playoffs?
It's going to be tough in the NL to get say one team that wins the division and another team, because as we know, the East is stacked and the Mets have a great chance. So I could definitely see the Giants being up there in that conversation to take that last wild card spot.
Who wins the NL pennant from this division, you think?
I think it'll be the Dodgers.
Do you think anybody in that division can win the World Series, or do you think somebody else in the NL could win it?
You know me, I'm going to go with the Braves all day to win it. As long as they stay healthy for a full season, they could compete with this Dodgers lineup that there is. But right now the odds-on betting favorite is the Dodgers to win the series this year. So you can't argue with that.
Yeah, you're right. And real funny story. Actually, Atlanta has an 87.5% chance to win the World Series. Wrong sport. Win the World Series, of course, behind the Dodgers. So it'd be interesting to see. All right, Ben, let's go to you. Give us your record for the LA Dodgers.
I kind of agree with Shane. I think they could very much get to over 100, bearing a, Shohei Ohtani injury again, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But obviously they just acquired Kyle Tucker, making their lineup even more overpowered than it already was. I feel like kind of every time you look at a Dodgers lineup, it's like every single one of their bats could be an all-star. It's that crazy. But yeah, I think they could easily get over 100 wins. And then, yeah.
What about the Diamondbacks? What do you see them doing?
I feel like they're kind of always mediocre. They show flashes, but then they kind of just have a roller coaster of a season most of the time. But sometimes they have decent pitching, but, they got to get more bats, in my opinion.
What about the San Diego Dads?
The Padres. I mean, everybody loves to call them the little brother to the Dodgers, but, I mean, they kind of kept it close last year. It was kind of neck and neck. I think they could do the same thing this year, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep up with their lineup as far as, bats go.
What do you think about the San Francisco Giants?
Giants, I mean, they kind of took a dive after they acquired, nosedive down after they acquired Rafael Devers. I mean, it did not work out at all at first. So, I mean, I kind of don't know what to expect with the Giants next year. Shane kind of, mentions them as kind of his dark horse as a, improve team. I think they could improve, but they just need to find some more chemistry, definitely, compared to last year.
And what about the Colorado Rockies?
Colorado, man, I agree with Shane. For the most part, I think 60 wins is kind of like maybe their ceiling. I don't know. I feel bad for Colorado Rockies fans. If any of you are out there, I feel for you. I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of always a farm system of players, kind of like the Tennessee Titans, just shipping off players, even though, they kind of have some good homegrown talent.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Nolan Arenado, for example.
So who, in your eyes, who wins that division?
It's the Dodgers. Their team is too overpowered. They're top to bottom, their lineup. It's hard to keep up with. Same thing with their bullpen. They're just always good. I mean, I know Clayton Kershaw, I believe, did he retire? Or,
He retired.
right?
He's doing the
So
World Baseball Classic.
okay,
But that's
so
it.
yeah, so I mean they'll be without Kershaw, but I mean I'm sure. I mean those are gonna be huge shoes to fill in, to whatever ace that comes up next for the Dodgers. But I'm sure they'll be all right.
And so, do you think the Dodgers get the number 1 overall seed in the NL playoffs?
I think they could get the 1 seed. I like a few other teams in the NL, to be quite honest. I honestly like the Phillies. The Phillies are kind of always in it, in my opinion. They just maybe have some bad playoff luck throughout the years. I mean, the Brewers surprised everybody last year. I remember they started the year off terribly, and then all of a sudden they just went on this crazy streak. So yeah, and then I think the Cubs too were a pretty good team, but they kind of fall into that same scenario of um, what are you going to do once you get to the playoffs kind of thing.
Do you think do you think the Dodgers could win the NL pennant?
I think they easily could, to be honest. They could. I think they're going to go for that repeat.
So, with that saying, do you think they're going to win the World Series? Or
I
they
think
could?
I think it's a really big possibility.
Well, there you have it, folks. As you heard from us, we've given you that. So we will tackle the next division next Wednesday. All right, so let's get to the next topic now. The WNBA and the WNBA Players Association are meeting this week, and they are voting on several chances to end the threat of a lockout. Now, what are your thoughts or expectations on this? Now, most answer these questions as well is the salary increase offered fair, and are the athletes going to get better health care, better profit sharing as well? And maybe, what about the cities that will be next in the WNBA expansion? All right, Shane, let's go to you. What are your thoughts on the possibility that they could end the threat of a lockout? And also, do you think that the salary increase offer that was given is fair? What do you think?
Well, just to kind of start off with the salary increase, I mean, you're looking at like what is it, a 230% salary increase at
Yeah.
that. So I mean, it's all kind of dependent and has been kind of with the salaries and the revenue sharing and all that kind of good stuff. So it's interesting to see. They said that talks in person are helpful and all that kind of good stuff throughout what they've been going through. So the tone has kind of shifted in a different direction. So kind of more looking forward towards not a lockout where we can start the season possibly on time. But it's a pivotal kind of moment in these talks. I mean, something has to be, ground has to be gained significantly here so we can talk about starting the season on time. But I mean, I think that it's coming. Especially with the unrivaled series that they have with a lot of the WNBA stars playing in it. I mean, last night they had over 21,000 fans at one of those games there in Philly. So I mean, the popularity of women's basketball in general is kind of coming to the forefront, and I think now we're going to see more pressure on both sides to try to get something done here directly.
Amen on that one. What do you think, Ben? What are your thoughts on this whole mess that has transpired with the WNBA?
I think it's a good point to bring up unrivaled. Shane says women's basketball is only getting bigger, and more people are watching it as time goes on. I'm reading here on ESPN's article that they were offered 70% of the net revenue, sorry, over the lifetime of their contract, and that kind of might sound fair on paper, but maybe these players, they're wanting more. They think that they're worth more than that 70%. So I guess we'll see what happens. But as Shane says, maybe a lockout is potentially on the horizon since they're far apart in this agreement. I think the players, they won't really flinch or if they know they can kind of force a lockout or do any of that. That might be a possibility there.
There's a phrase that I use a lot, and it's been used widely everywhere. Rome wasn't built in a day. And people like Angel Reese, even how she says she wants $12 to $15 million a year. I'm sorry, but you're going from point A to point Z without going to the rest of the letters even. That's how like how much she's expecting it to be, like I'm ready right now kind of thing. And it's absolutely ridiculous with everything that their expectations wise. Now look, they deserve to be paid. Yes, they absolutely deserve to be paid. But I mean, just like Angel Reese, she needs to, get off of her high horse and just calm down. You know what I mean? It's just frustrating. All right. Now comes to the next part. Shane has a sports story to share. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, I've got a little interesting sports story that I heard today. It was Jeff Francoeur was on the recent episode of Pitching Ninja lately, and they were talking about some of his good moments and stuff like that. And he was talking about when he was a rookie, 19 years old, in training camp, and he was out there with Greg Maddux, and Maddux is not known for signing autographs and stuff like that a whole bunch. So he was kind of taken back when Dougie came up to him and said, "Hey, kid, let's go sign some autographs." And he was telling us about, going into the story kind of, and Maddux is a true prankster. But like there were a bunch of fans out there, probably 50, 60 that he ended up signing for. But like all the kids, they got the number 31, Greg Maddux, on their balls and stuff like that he was signing. And then next thing you know, like you see the older gentlemen, just wanting to get the sports memorabilia and the autograph, possibly to go sell it on eBay and stuff like that. But he would sign it, number 31, Jeffrey Dahmer. Instead of Greg Maddux. And so Francoeur tell that story. And I mean, of course, it's got to be, a great, kind of story and something to witness. You coming in as a rookie to a storied organization with that group of pitchers and all that they still had there with Maddux and Smoltz. I'm not sure if Glavine was still there, but man, it was just interesting to see. And as we all know, being Braves fans, Dougie is Greg Maddux when he's a prankster. So that's kind of interesting story that I heard today and wanted to share with you guys.
I love it. Hey, real quick, mine's more of a shout out than anything. Shout out to Lonzo Ball. He was traded to the Utah Jazz. However, they are going to waive him to allow him to become a free agent, and it is expected he will sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers as a potential destination. There are a few that have been mentioned, but the one that's been highly touted is definitely with regards to him possibly going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll see on that one. A lot of big trades have really taken place in the last 48 hours in the NBA trade. And I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there. So
got less than 24 hours left until the trade deadline, right?
That's right. Pay attention. Street clothes did get traded. He got traded to the Washington Wizards. I guarantee he's gonna come back after his hand surgery, and he's gonna chip a finger down. He's gonna be done for the next 5 years.
I like to call him Charmin Ultra Soft. That's what I call AD.
Oh, I love it. It is kind of weird that he's so injury prone. Like over the simple. You heard. Oh my goodness! You did hear what Phil said on about NBA players. They get a hangnail. They're out for 7-8 weeks at a time. So it's kind of funny on that one. But Street Cloak is heading over to Washington.
You get your wish. Trae Young and Anthony Davis on the same team.
Here's the funny part too, Matt. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Thomas is with us. But also, here's the funny story too, Matt. The Washington Wizards, they're loaded for next season, but when are they going to have their players play? Because, I mean, we have no clue when Anthony Davis will return. And then Trey was supposed to come after the All-Star break, but even that's in question. So
what's Anthony Davis hurt with again this time?
He had hand surgery.
Wow. That might be 2 years. All right. I mean,
it's all those draft picks that they gotta wait on.
Yeah,
now,
they
basically.
absolutely racked up on.
well,
the draft
I mean,
picks.
they did rack
Yeah,
up a
they're
lot of
loaded.
draft picks, man. From they took a lot of draft picks, man, too. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man. Gonna be interesting.
Where did all these teams get all these draft picks to be trading and all anyway?
From the Thunder.
Paul
From the
George.
Paul George, yes,
George.
Thunder,
Paul George.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You
Those
could blame
Thunder.
PG-13 for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
they
I
beat
think Paul
them.
George accounted for like 9 draft picks or something like that. Something
Yeah,
crazy.
That was crazy. Yeah, something like that. And then
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
an insane
Mikael
amount.
Mikael
Oh, my
Bridges trade
goodness.
happened.
Oh, God, is that a Sam Darnold jersey? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it
But wait,
is.
guys, wait a second.
Jimmy D
Look
is the
who
truth,
this
man.
is.
I love
Matt
my guy
Thomas
Sam.
has graced us with his presence. Matt, wait, you missed the interview with Phil, but it was really a cool interview with him just to get the experience. By the way, if you didn't hear it, Matt, to start the show, he has the signature Anaheim Ducks go, and he did it, and it was perfect. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was able to tune in, man. I was able to tune in this, and so
Phil is one of a kind. We had a lot of fun with him. Real quick, Ben, also want to let you know before we go to Matt, I have the play-by-play announcer, Dave Mishkin, for the Tampa Bay Lightning is coming on. It'll probably be after the season is what he has told me.
Oh, nice.
When he does, make sure you're on because that's going to be a really cool interview. Dave is by far one of the most energetic play-by-play announcers. And I mean, he's so energetic. Every time Tampa scores, he jumps up out of his chair. And he's like, go! When Steven Stamkos was scored, like, Stamkos with the goal! And he's like 5'5", 5'6", and he's really, really short and skinny, but he is amazing. I love everything about it, but so excited to have him on. Matt, do you have any sports stories that you would love to share with everybody, sir?
I don't have any sports stories per se, man. Just just kind of ramping up. Now it's Super Bowl time, man. We got that little cheesy game yesterday out the way. So whatever that was, man, we got that out the way.
Jamar Chase his just desserts because he did intercept that ball. Or is it Jamar Chase? Who was it? Justin Jefferson, wasn't it? That intercepted it one-handed. Who was it?
I don't know, man, but nobody watched this. Nobody knows. So
man. It wasn't Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase was dropping everything.
So it was Justin Jefferson. It was one-handed.
Can you blame him? I know they didn't want to get touched. Wait, is it flag? Yeah, they didn't want to get touched, man. Is it tackle? Is it tackle or flag football now?
It's a flag football game.
Oh my gosh!
Don't even wear pads.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, man. Nobody was really kind of checking for
that.
Really.
Also, want to mention this to you, Ben. Mr. Model Citizen Matthew Thomas and his Shador Sanders obsessiveness, right? He sat there and said,
"I only spit facts, man."
So here's what he said. Okay, and this is as the last episode.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
He
Shador
said,
Sanders.
Pro Bowl
from this point
on
on.
his name.
Yeah, so this. He said, from here on out, you'll be deemed as a Pro Bowler. And I go, well, Joe Flacco got awarded the Super Bowl Pro Bowl too.
And Joe Flacco had a heck of a career.
What does that mean now? And
Joe Flacco had a great career.
I told Matt, I said, now anybody can get into the Pro Bowl. Who cares? And then Matt goes and proceeds to say, no one's really going to watch that miserable, horrible game called the Pro Bowl. And I'm like, but you just hyped it up that Shador Sanders got a Pro Bowl.
But what does that have to do with the game? It's like the NBA All-Star game. Oh my God, yeah, you're an All-Star, yeah, but nobody's watching a 200 to 280 game. I mean, come on, man.
That is absolutely annoying.
Okay, you're an All-Star, yeah. Oh, Sunday night, I got something better to do.
Yeah, catch up on the back of my eyelids.
The
back of my eyelids.
I never thought we would get here to this point. But it's crazy when think about this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, for B-Rod. I know it's passion time. When did you ever think anybody would say the most exciting part of All-Star Weekend is the 3-point contest?
Nah, it's the dunk.
Remember
contest.
back in the day, it was the dunk contest.
It used to be the dunk contest, but we don't have Vince
contest with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. Those are the days.
Yeah. But now. Who's in the dunk contest now? Now, what are we doing here?
They got Jackson Hayes, I think, in there now.
Exactly. Well, wants to see an uncoordinated 7-footer dunk. Come on, man. Sideshow Bob. I mean,
Sideshow Bob. Just real quick, though, Matt. When Matt and Ben, in your eyes,
we're going to exit that part out. We're going to exit that part out. We don't talk about players and how they look.
So I want to sit there and ask you both, Ben. I know you're the youngest of all of us right now. When was the last time you saw a memorable dunk contest? Like, what age were you?
I think it's that one I just mentioned right
Zach
there
LaVine,
with
Aaron
Zach
Gordon.
LaVine
Yeah,
and Aaron Gordon, and I believe that was 2016, so 10 years ago. So I was 11 years old.
God.
Oh man, you just started drinking. Oh man. Oh man. Welcome to the club, brother. Welcome to the club, man. It's a prestigious affair, man. But we're glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Let's ask you
Man.
this,
Yes,
Matt.
sir.
Welcome to the grown-ups table, man.
You're virtually the same age as me, but I'm only a few months older than you. But I'm going to ask you
older
this.
plus 20 years.
You know what? I'm not 60, dadgummit. I want to ask you this, Matt. If I'm 60, I mean, I look good for 60 years old. When was the last memorable dunk? And I know he said 2016, but when was the last memorable dunk contest that you remember seeing?
Oh no, it was that 2016 one, man, when Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine were going back and forth. They were like, he's not going to top this one, and he tops it. Then he's not going to top this one, and he topped it. They had to go into an overtime. They had to go into a dunk off. Like it was crazy. And honestly,
both their legs.
And honestly, Aaron Gordon probably should have won that last one. But hey man,
was it Zach LaVine that went through both legs and did a windmill
from the free throw line? Oh my god!
Yeah, that was insane. That was sick.
And then Zach got on the Segway even.
Yeah,
he was spinning around.
And then, like I said before, Zach LaVine got traded to Chicago and forgot that he was athletic.
What happened to Zach?
Yeah,
he forgot he was athletic.
It was shocking. What about you, Shane? When was the last memorable dunk con? Now I know this is also probably before your time because you're so young. But what was the last memorable dunk contest that you watched?
Well, not to mention the last one that we all have sat here and talked about in 2016, but the last memorable one before that was the Nate Robinson, Dwight Howard dunk contest. That was kind of also the kind of fall of the dunk contest too, because you didn't really see. He
just threw the ball. Remember, he didn't even dunk it.
I'm not gonna
sit here. Theatrics.
I'm not gonna sit here and stand for this. Brandon and Shane, y'all know the last dunk contest y'all thoroughly enjoyed when Mac McClung won it. Let's be real here with you. Let's be real here, man.
Goodness.
I just joked and said
that was one for the ages, man.
Vince Carter. Remember, he dunked it was in Atlanta, and he hung his arm at the end.
Shame Brandon did not totally get the white joke, but
I got it, but I wasn't going to say anything. Hey, put him on the team with Flag and Knipple, boy. We start the squad.
Hey man, not gonna lie. Again, I was wrong about this Cooper Flag kid, man. This kid is amazing.
He's
this kid is amazing.
You wanted Atlanta to draft him.
I did. Everybody wanted to draft him, but I didn't think he was gonna be this nice.
Look at how good he is. He is.
I didn't think he was gonna be this good, this fast.
He is definitely a great addition to that team.
Not gonna lie, man. He
watch Dallas do something stupid and trade him.
Yeah, he understands angles very well. He can get to his spots. Wow, I think having Jason Kidd as a coach is benefiting him greatly, and they're running everything through him. This kid is nice. They don't have
the distraction of street clothes anymore on the team.
They do not. And Cooper won 49, 34, 40 something, and they said, "Okay, we got to trade street clothes." He's going. He's out of here. He said,
"We done.
We done with this."
Once they saw him averaging like 6 rebounds, they're like, "Oh, we could do something with this."
Yeah, this
what's a rebound? Wow, he actually plays basketball.
This is hanging with Mr. Cooper. This is hanging with Mr. Cooper now.
Oh my God, that's what this is. The only difference is it's not of your complexion.
With all the draft picks that they piled up too, though.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. Hey, how about Atlanta Hawks?
They got that key piece.
What about Atlanta Hawks, man? They got that center from Utah. That's a pretty good addition, and they got more draft capital. I mean, 27 is an early. I think it's a late first, early second option. Whatever comes the weakest will get it. But I mean, Atlanta, they've really unloaded a lot of cap. I mean, they're now out of the luxury cap space. They're actually in regular cap space now.
Come on, Brandon, you haven't peeked the script yet, man. Every time a team trades their star guy, they get the first pick in the draft the next draft. Right. We're going to get the first pick in the draft because we got that Pelicans pick. It's going to end up being number 1 pick in the draft. Brandon, this is how the script works.
We get AJ Devanza, right?
What if it's the Bucks when they trade Giannis?
You know what? I don't think
Giannis gets traded. I don't think he's going to get traded, but
I don't think he's going to get traded this year. I don't think it's
That's going to be a
year.
big,
Because
big move.
Doc Rivers just had an interview a couple days ago, and he was like, Giannis said he wants to be a Buck. So, that's all I needed to hear. That's what Doc Rivers said out of his mouth. So,
but Giannis has come out and said he's not happy there anymore. He's ready to move on.
So
what is Doc Rivers?
I feel like the fans
fine.
in Milwaukee are also like super ungrateful. They booed the man that won them like a ring.
Their only ring.
Put them back into relevancy, and you're booing this man.
Yeah.
Like, if I was Giannis, I would be like, yo, I'm out of here. These fans are not even grateful.
I don't blame you.
That was a crazy sight.
All
right, let's get to our next segment because we don't want to run out of time. It is the honorable mentions. We cover 1 to 3 stories that usually the mainstream media doesn't care enough about. My first one is I'm going to say shout out to officially be at Super Bowl 60. Really, we could say, it's been 100 because of all the past championships that really took place. But tip your cap to every team who has had the privilege to play in one of the greatest championships and also won one of the greatest championship trophies ever. Real quick, and I'm going to ask you first, Matt, then I'm going to go to Ben, and then I'm going to go to Shane. Who in your eyes could win the MVP for the Patriots or the Seahawks?
Well, in that game, I think the Seahawks are going to win. The defense is just too crazy, man. That's a really good defense. So I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a defensive player that's going to get the MVP of that game.
What do you think, Ben? Who do you think could realistically, other than your boy's jersey hanging up right there, who do you think could be the MVP of Super Bowl 60?
I think other than the defense being the main factor in this one, JSN has proven this entire playoffs that you can just force feed him the ball and he will come through for you. So give me Jackson Smith and Jigba.
What about you, Shane? Who do you think could win the MVP?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely if the Seahawks win, I'm with Ben on the JSN pick for the MVP. But if the Patriots win, which they could do, and the only way that they could do it is through Drake May and his running ability, kind of sneak up on the Seahawks defense a little bit. And so I think if the Patriots do win, it would be that reason, and that's why I'd go with him for the MVP.
I like it. All right, Matt, give us your first honorable mention, sir.
My first honorable mention, man, is actually going to go to, you know what? I'm just going to go to the Washington Wizards, man. The whole Washington Wizards organization. It looks like they're actually going to try to do something. You don't get Anthony Davis unless you're not trying to win. So it looks like I have to give them kudos for taking that chance because that's a heck of a chance they're taking, man, with street clothes. He'll average about 40, 50 games a year, which is probably all they're going to need, man. Trey, give them a good 60, 70 games a year. But I have to give props to Washington for trying to at least do something to get their team back in some kind of relevancy.
I like it. And by the way, just to point this out, I know Ben doesn't remember this because he wasn't around this. The last time they had a true big man like Anthony Davis, you have to go all the way back to the 90s when George Mearshon played for the Washington Bullets.
Okay.
That is how long it's been since you had someone that big of a player.
No.
Because George Mearshon, correct me, he was like 7'5", wasn't he?
And George Mearshon averaged 6 points a game, bro.
But I'm talking about height-wise. I'm talking about height-wise.
They had Brandon Haywood, who was a 7-footer, doing the Gilbert Arenas' tenure.
Brandon Haywood, though.
They had
Brandon Haywood 6'11".
They had Kwame Brown, who was a 7-footer.
7 foot. George Mearshon was 7'5".
7. George Mearshon was 7'7". Actually,
yeah, he was really tall.
He was 7'7".
The last, like I said, and I'm going to stick by this too. The last time they had a true, real big man was George Mearshon. That's how long it's been. The Washington Wizards, Bullets, whatever you want to call them, they have not been relevant, since ever.
Well, since Jordan was with the team.
They were not relevant back then. They made the playoffs one time.
That's
one
relevancy.
time.
That's relevancy. That's relevancy. And then when Gilbert Arenas got there, he would carry them boys to the playoffs on multiple years. It was Arenas, Antoine Jameson.
Arenas not a big man though.
It was Arenas, Antoine Jameson, and Caron Butler. They all three averaged 20. So.
But how many of them were 7 foot and higher? On those three.
That's not the
That's what I'm mentioning. I'm mentioning the fact that he is the first true 5 Let me correct it. He's the first true 5 position since George Mearson.
Anthony Davis wants to be a 4. He says he's a
Anthony Davis wants to sit on the bench all day and collect money and just claim that
he's been doing that
for the last 65 years. It's just something always wrong with him. Just saying. All right, Shane, give us your honorable mention, please.
My first honorable mention is kind of on a sadder note. A good friend of mine and coworker, Michael Hosley, passed away last night over this morning. So I just want to, shout out to him and his family. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Brooklyn, his daughter, just a spitting image of him, and hopefully she'll carry the joy that he had for life with her for the rest of hers. So, thoughts and prayers go out to them, and the condolences, of course.
Absolutely. Ben, do you have an honorable mention you'd like to give, sir?
I mean, every year the NFL draft feels like Christmas to me because my team is just so bad during the regular season. But I'm just going to give it to the 2026 NFL draft. It's going to be a special one. People are not necessarily calling it a good one, but it's going to be interesting to see what kind of unfolds in a couple months here. Every year everybody says like, oh, nobody's going to trade up. But then we usually have some sort of crazy trade go down in the top 10. So we'll see what happens this year. Yeah.
Just a quick question. Sorry to interject, Brandon. Tell me, as far as New York, the Jets go, what are the guys looking to get in the draft? Like, what are you looking for? What's the consensus?
Everything.
So I'll start with this to put it in a nutshell. For the New York Jets, they could literally pick any position at number 2 and number 16, and we wouldn't really barf at it, except for like maybe tackle.
Ben, tell him what you told me last night on TikTok.
So I just have this weird theory, and shout out to Green Bean from New York Jets Flight Talk on YouTube, and I found this hilarious. So people were kind of saying that the Jets are going to trade for Kyler Murray, right? Say they include Breece Hall in a deal with him, whatever. But we get Kyler Murray, and we have a bunch of 7th-round draft picks. People are saying that Diego Pavia might go undrafted, but you know what? We need more quarterbacks in New York. So we trade for Kyler Murray, and then we draft Diego Pavia, and then we create the smallest quarterback room in the NFL. It's the most Jet thing ever.
Last night I go, that would be something that the Jets would do. He's like, just leave it to the Jets to know how to ruin a good opportunity.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, you can
steal with a line.
But in all seriousness, I feel like the top of this draft is loaded with players. I mean, I think they could even double dip at defense just because of how horrible it was last year. So it's going to be interesting, of course, to see what they come up with the quarterback position, especially since Frank Reich just got hired as the offensive coordinator.
Which is a good move for offensive wise for you guys.
Which I agree. It's just going to be interesting to see what they do. I just really hope they don't use 16 for Ty Simpson, in my opinion. I'd rather just burn a second. I would just rather burn a second on like Nussmeier or something like that, or use a 7th rounder on Pavia.
I got one for you. I wouldn't even draft a quarterback this draft because there's like 4 total from like first 7th. 27.
You know who they
is where it is really
Archie baby.
So here's what I've said this to Ben, and I'm gonna stick my gun on this. 2027's draft, the first 12 picks could all be quarterbacks. That's how loaded the 2027 draft really is. It is really stacked. I mean, you're talking. I mean, you have Arch Manning, and I'm not really sold on him yet, just because of the Manning, but. I mean, you have so many. You have Dante Moore coming out. I mean,
Lenora Sellers.
Yeah, you have so many. That's why I say just wait until 20. Look, Oakland's going to get Fernando Mendoza. Let him get. I hate that he's going to go to that team.
I think he's overrated, but that's another story.
I think he's a good quarterback. All right, my next honorable mention is shout out to what changes have started taking place for the Atlanta Falcons since Matt Ryan stepped back home. Matt. A trade that could actually give Atlanta a first-round pick in this draft has been mentioned. Now, according to NFL insider Ian Rappaport, as well as Adam Schefter, has reported that the Minnesota Vikings and Atlanta Falcons, they have had conversations about possibly trading Kirk Cousins back to the Vikings. This is coming from both Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter that there is a potential that it could happen. It'd be pretty cool if that happened, if Atlanta just pulled a rabbit out. That would just be signifying that Matt Ryan was the definition of absolute positive change, because he traded Kirk Cousins, who they're most likely going to release. He would trade them and somehow pull a rabbit out of his hat and get a first-round pick. I'm just saying that'd be pretty impressive if he were able to do that, and that just shows that they really are caring about the fact that Atlanta needs change now. Matt, give us your next honorable mention, sir.
My next honorable mention is going to go to Mr. Elijah Arenas, the son of Gilbert Arenas. He had a 29. He had a 29 point.
I had that one on deck.
He's tearing it up.
Yeah, he had a 29-point outburst, man. People forget he was the number 1 ranked player in his class. He reclassified, went to college early. Was a bona fide top 5 pick in this draft here, but he was injured. Just got back, man, about a week or some change ago. Was solid the first outing, but dropped 29 points effortlessly. Showed, that, hey, dude is going to be an offensive juggernaut at any level. He could just score. I'll let Shane conclude.
Shane, give us your honorable mention, please.
Let's see. My next honorable mention, it's going to shout out to the opening ceremonies coming up Friday night for the Winter Olympics coming on. Hey man, I'm
that literally was my next honorable mention. Was shout out. It literally says shout out to the USA for their opening ceremonies about to transpire. Dang gummit.
Hey man, monkey see, monkey do, boy. I took his, he took yours.
Yeah.
hey, it's a war.
We're just throwing shots out there, but hey man, it should be it's always a fun time watching opening ceremonies, and the Winter Olympics is fun to watch. I'm with Phil. I might stay up late and watch some curling because that can get pretty intense.
Oh, yes, it
that
does.
Really can. That's actually they're legit. They're going all in. But I did love that Phil said. I love what he said at the end. Oh, I'm gonna be on a boat somewhere in Puerto Rico. I loved it. Phil is awesome. All right, Ben, give us your next honorable mention, please, sir.
I got to go with the halftime show for the Super Bowl. I know I keep this football themed a lot, but it's going to be, one for the ages with Bad Bunny, the first Latin American artist, of course, for the Super Bowl. I'm excited for what he's going to do. And then, of course, we got Green Day coming on, too. We can't forget about them. So
nice.
Wait,
I'm pumped up for this halftime show.
Mark Anthony or Jennifer Lopez never did a halftime show before?
No.
I don't think so.
Why am I thinking Mark Anthony did something?
I know Shakira did one actually.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I know Shakira did a halftime. So
but I've heard that Bad Bunny's gonna be the first Latin American artist to do the Super Bowl. I
think it's Latin music specifically, the Spanish language music itself is what they're calling it the first time for the halftime show.
My last one is, I'm gonna say shout out to the USA hockey team. They're going into the Winter Olympics. Could we see another miracle on ice happen? Do you believe in miracles? Yes, it could happen. You never know. So shout out to USA. Let's have a great Olympic scene for everybody. It's going to be, I'm excited for the Olympics. Real quick, Shane, give us your last honorable mention.
My last honorable mention is going to go to the University of Central Florida basketball team. They're on a tear here lately. They've got wins over Texas Tech, Kansas. I believe it's 4 top 15 wins, but yet they're still disrespected in the AP poll. Alabama's getting more consideration than them, but I watched some of that game, their Space U game, where they come out with the space theme uniforms, and it was a good game, beating Texas Tech at home. So it's want to shout out them for a great season so far.
And Matt, give your final honorable mention, please.
It won't be an honorable mention, but you guys discussed the best quarterbacks with no rings already, right?
No, it was the best top 3 quarterbacks to ever play in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Ever play the Super Bowl that didn't win?
That did or didn't, both either win or they didn't win.
Okay. Well, anyways, I don't know, man. My last honorable mention, man. I think I'm going to go with. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, actually, man. I don't know, man. I'm out. I'm out of it, man. I don't really have anything else. I'm good tonight. I thought I did. I don't have it. Oh, well, you know what? No, let me give it to Sham Sharon for keeping us updated.
Oh yeah,
On all the
Shams.
news.
They called him Why, but here he comes.
He's
hot.
playing in the celebrity basketball
Saw that.
game too.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's playing in it.
He's playing.
He's playing in it. Yeah, they asked him on ESPN this morning. He's like, "I'm suiting up."
Why he's suiting up?
Yeah, he's suiting up. Is what he said.
You got to see bro's jumper.
Yeah.
Is it good or bad?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean,
well, shout out
really
to Shams, man. You know, Shams only works hard one day a year, every year, man. That's at the NBA trade deadline. So shout out to him, man.
Absolutely.
You know, bring Woj back.
Wojnarowski back, absolutely. But did you know Wojnarowski, didn't he just get diagnosed with cancer or something like that?
I thought he was like running a team. He's like a
athletic director or something
AD
like that.
somewhere. He's AD
Yeah.
somewhere.
But then they said I read somewhere that he got diagnosed with cancer. I don't remember.
That's unfortunate if that's true.
Y'all, this was an absolute amazing episode. I had so much fun talking with my friends. We had a special guest with Ben on, man. It's always fun to have him on. So I want everybody to know what the next episodes are for the Sportz Nutz. Tomorrow, it is episode 191. However, it is strictly the Super Bowl 60 preview. We will have Ralph Williams of RW Media. Ben is here tonight, but he is actually going to record for tomorrow because he has prior engagements he has to attend to. I have a couple other guys that are to come on. Our guy Tony Gladstone from Wire to Wire Network is going to come on. Remember, he's our baseball guy, but he's also a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and he has some good takes that he's going to share with us about the Super Bowl. Can't wait to hear that one. Friday, excuse me, it is episode 192. We have Bo Crutch of the NHL's Seattle Kraken. He is a beat writer for the Seattle Kraken. He will be coming on. Really excited about that one. Monday, the 9th, it is episode 193. Now, there is some questions that's going to have to take place. I'm coaching my daughter's basketball. I'm their coach. I will not be here. It will be run by Matt and Ralph to start, and then Mike will come on. Shane will come on as well, and Brian Pettit. So everybody will be here except for me. Then it gets really dicey. It might be the only episode next week because, and this actually just came down today, we do have a makeup game on the 9th. As like I said, we have a game on the 9th. We have a game on Tuesday the 10th. Then we have one more game on Friday the 13th. Then the playoffs start on the 16th. And if we win, we play the 18th. And if we win, we win. Then we play on the 19th. So that's it's kind of dicey. So we might not have an episode after after Monday for about a week. No, I don't know yet. I will let you guys know on that one. But in any case, you do have a very good team that can run this show. This is not their first rodeo, y'all. So we promise you they're going to be a lot of fun. I want to say thank you for tuning into the show, everybody. And we did hit a milestone yesterday, officially at 3,300 subscribers. Now, our next goal is I have set for 5,000 subscribers by July 4th. We can do that with your help. We just need you to share it out there. You're doing good on the views and subscribes. Let's keep it going. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. Do mean the most to us. It really does. So with that being said, from everybody at the show, we want to wish you guys a fantastic evening. And Ben, since you are our guest, can you give your final goodbyes?
I'm gonna say this: you miss every shot you don't take. That's what I'm gonna leave off with.
I love it. All right, Shane.
Wise words from a young man.
Very young. Shane, give us your final goodbyes, sir.
Oh yeah, as always, like we mentioned earlier in the show, with the weather coming in tonight, y'all stay safe out there. May the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease, indeed. All right, Matt, give your final goodbyes, sir.
Yeah, guys, we got Super Bowl coming up this weekend, so just be safe. If you're gonna go out there drinking and driving, just go ahead and make sure you have a designated driver with you, or call your Uber. You don't want the whoops to pop up behind you, man, because that happens. It's not gonna be a pleasant weekend for you. Can you imagine getting arrested on Super Bowl weekend, man? I gotta talk to Ray Lewis about that.
Game?
You gotta talk to Ray Lewis about that one. Yeah, man. So
Eugene Robinson.
yeah, right. Ray Cruz. But yeah, man.
We're just naming names.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's son.
Oh no, he's just doing those white substances on the yacht. But yeah, man. Yeah, guys, just be careful, man. Play by the rules. Don't get flagged in the game of life.
Amen to that one. As I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down. Why? It's the greatest sports city there ever was. You guys have a fantastic evening. Ben, stick around so we can record you. But I want you guys to have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow for our Super Bowl 60 preview. Until then, you guys have a good night and enjoy this outro. Goodbye.